Is there anything that you would want to share about how we do encourage women to run for public office and to step, you know, out onto the public stage, or to take, I think taking leadership roles in any sphere is important, but as you point out, you know, the amount of, the ability that you have to affect the lives of people, and Wendy, were as the city controller as well, and were you to become mayor, and good luck with that, you know, it's just immense that.
Yeah. I think one of the, I'm going to make the point in a way that's going to be obvious. One of the realities of women running for office is a point that I'm going to make, and then I'm going to suggest after I make it, some of you are going to feel that it's a crude point. You got to raise money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Women's reaction to that is, I don't want to talk about that. That's crude. That's, you know, talk to me about your policies. Talk to me about, women, you have to raise money. You have to raise money to run for office. How much do you need to raise for the mayor's race?
$5 million.
Thank you. That's a reality. So I'm going to tell you how I was raised, and I'm sure you were all raised the same way. This is why we're all in the same room. You become independent. You don't ask anyone for money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're right. Right? So here I am asking everybody for money. I have trained women who want to run for office and to just deal with that, because I know that's it, right? Yeah. I say, listen, you understand, when you're asking them for money, you are not asking them to buy you a pair of shoes.
Yeah. That's true.
Right? So, but this is part of the reality of it. If you cannot raise money, you will not win. It's just the reality. And women don't like to have that conversation, generally speaking.
Because?
Because we don't can you imagine asking your girlfriends for money? It's not really part of how we, you know, whereas it's much more common among men who are doing business transactions, and because they've just been doing it for a much longer time. It's very much within the culture of successful men that they talk about money. They talk about what you will lend, what will the interest rate be, let's do a deal together. It is much more within the culture of their relationships than it is within the culture of relationships of women.
That's really
and so, you know, and so if you...
What was your advice you gave me the other day?
I gave you so much. Which one? I mean, because we had such a great, yeah. Well, just,
it said, don't forget, the most important thing
was... you've got to raise that money.
That was what you told me.
I did. I said, how are you spending your time?
That's why she was late. She was at 2 fundraisers.
Yeah, but this is what she has to do, because when you are out running for office, people are going to be very happy to know that you're a good person. They're going to be very happy to know that you can articulate important issues and you've got good ideas. But you know what all the consultants and the pundits and the journalists and everyone else are going to look at? What is your capital? What is your political capital? How much money are you sitting on? Because they're going to say, oh, you could be great. You'd be the best. Show us that you can raise the money. Because that is the measure of your power. It's a crude and real point.
And Ann Richards had this quote. This one was, because she said it similarly, difficult when she was governor to raise money. And she would go to women, just give me whatever cost your outfit. Just, you know, how much was it? The shoes, whatever it was. And that's what you should give. But I've sat with men and myself, and we're calling for an initiative, not competing. We're just calling for initiative. And the guy will call and say, Joe, hey, yeah, how are ya? You know, yeah, I need this for this initiative. Could you raise me $5,000 by Friday? I'll call back on Friday to make sure you get it. I call, Joe, how are you? How's the family? You know, is everything okay? I'd really like it if you could give $5,000. If it's not Friday, maybe next week. And so I've changed, but my staff will literally, they will put a sign in front of me that says, Wendy, ask for the max and pause. And they'll shake it in front of me, pause, because I want to keep talking. But it is important, and you look at every article that comes out after the last reporting period. That's is right. Who's on top and raising the amount of money. And
so I was going to say, it's funny that happens with the movie making process all the time, is that the women involved in a movie are always saying, well, maybe we are spending too much money, and where can we cut more? And I get it. I guess they really don't want to give us more. And the men are like, figure out how to hide the money here, pad this, pad that, and you know, ask for more. That we'll never be able to do it. And we're in this like, what are we doing? We're like making it harder for ourselves. Well, we'll have half the staff on the movie. You know, we'll all work harder. You know, and we just won't take the money. The men are like, we need double the staff.